Welcome to Monday, everyone. I'm day weather meteorologist Don Day, and you're listening to the Day Weather Podcast. Well, let's take a look at the weather across Wyoming and surrounding states for this week. And what we see is just pretty much textbook. Late July and early August, we tend to see a semi-permanent high build over the Four Corners region. It's there, so check that off the list. This time of year, we tend to see moisture increase across Arizona, New Mexico, southern Colorado, and Old Mexico. It's there, so check that off the list. And you usually this time of year have temperatures in the 80s to the lower 90s, nights 50s and 60s. We can check that off the list as well because that's where we're headed. Although, for those of you east of the Continental Divide, you're waking up and getting your day started saying, boy, is it cool again today. The two cold fronts that came in over the weekend did drop temperatures considerably. Some areas late last week were in the 90s and lower 100s. Those same areas were only in the 70s this weekend and will be cool east of the Divide again today, with temperatures only 60s and 70s for Cheyenne. For those of you headed out to Cheyenne Frontier Days activities, it won't be hot at all. Just 60s and lower 70s, and temperatures across the rest of Wyoming will be much warmer in the west and the north. But tomorrow and into Wednesday through Friday, warmer air will overspread all of the areas, and temperatures that have cooled off, those areas are going to warm up. And as the week wears on, moisture that is over Arizona, New Mexico, and Old Mexico is going to get lifted into here. And that's going to get us into that usual routine of afternoon and evening thunderstorms. We feel that the best chance of thunderstorms, at least initially this week, will be in the southern counties of Wyoming, the western slope and Continental Divide areas of Colorado, and the Front Range of Colorado. Then as we go through later in the week and the weekend, that moisture will get thrown a little bit more north and eastward into western Nebraska, western South Dakota, and eastern Wyoming, and that will lead to that afternoon and evening thunderstorm pattern that we know and love around here, especially late July into early August, and next week looks to be more of the same. Seasonably warm temperatures, afternoon and evening thunderstorms, average conditions across the board. With the subtropical moisture coming in, as we saw this weekend, in portions of Wyoming and Colorado, you can get really heavy rain with some of these showers and thunderstorms. In fact, the latter half of July and the first week of August is prime time for flash flooding in Wyoming, Colorado, western Nebraska, and western South Dakota. Because of that monsoon moisture flow, you get that subtropical air, you get weak jet stream winds, you get slow-moving, heavy rain-producing thunderstorms. So you always want to keep an eye out for that this time of year. Thanks for listening to the Day Weather Podcast. Thanks for listening. We'll update you on Tuesday. Have a good Monday.